Hello, guys. We are going to try and still have a good time, even though everything feels like it is falling apart in America. It's only February 1st, but why does it feel like 9 months already went by in this year of 2025? Because I can't. I feel like January was so tiring and it is so crazy. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I'm just going to pretend it's not happening. I know that's bad as well, but like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This is like my break right now from working earlier, and I'm gonna go back to work, back to listing my e-commerce stuff, and trying to make money in this bad economy. But I already made a video complaining about the expensive prices of eggs right now. Basically, life in California, especially in California, because it's already expensive in California. And before you go and say, okay, well, it's your choice to live in California. Well, for some people, it is not a choice. If you're just born and raised here, it's not a choice. Your family, everybody's here, and you can't really afford to sell right now and buy at another place. Not like there's a bunch of houses available, especially with the fires. Yeah, it's not easy. And I think especially for Californians dealing with fires, bad air quality, and then now all of a sudden with bird flu and the eggs are so expensive. I'm straight up like not eating eggs every single day anymore. I'm just eating it some days. I'm like skipping it, or like 2 days I won't have it and then I'll eat it. Yeah, like 6 eggs are basically $13 right now, if you can even find them, because a lot of grocery stores, if you don't go in early enough, you're not going to be able to get any eggs. Like, that's the reality of America right now. So I have friends in Canada, and apparently in Canada it's expensive too, but not nearly as expensive. Like, when I told people it's like 6 eggs for $13, they're like, what? Excuse me? $13 USD? I'm like, yeah, it's not Chinese yuan or like Japanese yen. Okay, it's USD, US dollars. So yeah, it's all around very crazy right now. Obviously, you guys know about the Trump tariffs. He's talked about it. It was part of his campaign, so I guess it's happening. I'm still low-key hoping that like something's going to happen, and then they're maybe going to make some type of a negotiation, and then we're not going to have to see that. But right now, I guess what's happening is we're going to get it's 25% added on to Mexico and Canada. So there's already news going out, obviously, with the avocados. Avocados were always way too expensive. I don't even know what the price. I haven't gone to a Chipotle recently, uh, but I can imagine before it was probably $1, $2 added if you want to add guac. Now I just don't know anymore. What is it going to be, like $4 now? I don't usually do that, but yeah, it's going to start to suck a lot because just so many restaurants are going to be affected, right? Like, if you're a restaurant that serves avocado toast, how is that not going to be more expensive? If you're a restaurant that does an eggs Benedict, how is that not going to be more expensive? And then once you alter the prices of your menus, are they going to then pay a bunch of money to re-alter them? Like, it just doesn't really make sense. Anyways, if you come into my stream and you do enjoy my videos, one way to support me, besides of course becoming a community member, so thank you to those of you guys that are already community members, I do look at the community member comments first. I always try to respond back to those first, of course, along with my live streams. But thank you for those of you guys that are subscribed. It is absolutely free to subscribe and smash that like button. Let's get started on opening up the Cardsmiths trading cards series 3. I feel like I have the most of series 3, and I already pulled 2 redemption cards from it. One of them was the first box ever. I just got really lucky, I think, because it is a 1 in 24 chance. You can see 1 in 24 chance of crypto redemption. So the first box I ever opened, I had one of those redemption cards. I think this might be the 3rd or 4th box. I haven't opened up these large ones. These large ones have 40 cards inside, not like the smaller, I think those are called booster boxes. Those only have 10 inside, and that's a 1 to 96 ratio. This is 1 to 24, so it should be more likely. But I've only gotten one, and I've opened definitely less than 10 boxes. So I forgot how many boxes I've opened up, but of these ones. But it's not a lot. It might even be definitely under 10, might even be under 5, honest. I don't think I opened up a lot of these. So we're going to open it with hopes of getting a redemption card, of course. But last time I opened up a booster box for series 2, which is totally sold out. And I was really shocked that I actually got a crypto redemption card. It's kind of like you have no idea what's underneath. It could be 1 Bitcoin. I'm hoping it's 1 Bitcoin, even though unfortunately $500 billion has been wiped out from the all-time high of the global crypto market cap. It was at 3.77 trillion, I remember, when everything was beautiful and doing well. Now it is, let's see here. Earlier I looked, it was 3.3. Yeah, it's 3.37 trillion. So, yeah, actually like about 400 trillion is the right number. Not 500 trillion yet. So, it's being a little dramatic there. As always, never financial advice, do your own DD, entertainment purposes only. No, this is not my new hairstyle. This is just me trying. This is like after I showered. It's still kind of wet. I brushed it, then I put it into these foam rollers, and it's supposed to be curly later. I hope it's usually lasts like I think like at least a couple of days. So tomorrow it'll be cute or whenever I take it out. But I'm fine with leaving it in. I don't care. I don't care about much anymore. Life is just really, really hard. And I'm trying to just tunnel visioning it to the end. But yeah, if you're having a hard time, definitely you're not alone. I think living in America right now, it's just an uneasy feeling. Even if you don't live in California and the fires didn't affect you in any way, you didn't have bad air quality, like I don't know if you're in Ohio or something like that. I'm assuming inflation's still hitting you, and it's definitely not easy right now. Interest rates are still kind of high. I don't know when the Federal Reserve is gonna start lowering those rates so people can actually maybe afford homes. But then again, for me personally in California, I don't see those prices of homes being cheap anytime soon. I don't even know what's happening with because I don't personally know anybody who's lost their home. I only know of people who like friends of friends that actually like had their homes burned down. So I don't know the details. If you do know what's happening, would love and want to share, I'd love to know in the comment section down below. But I've always just been kind of thinking about like the people with the homes burned down. I did see an interview of people being like trying to get to their homes, and a lot of the times there's all these rules and regulations, and they can't even, I guess, be near their property. Some say it's for their safety precautions, but it's just really confusing because from my understanding is if you do have insurance, the insurance might be able to cover like for a certain period of time, maybe like 2 years of your rent. It's like, what happens after that? How long is it going to take to build a home? How much of the money are they actually going to cover for your house? If your whole entire house plus the land is worth like $2 million, okay, like how much money are you actually going to get from the insurance company? And is that going to take 3 years? Like, it's mind boggling. Like, and definitely, I think that's going to add on to just everyone because if you are like me and you're hoping to save up enough money one day to buy a home, I don't see how we're not going to be affected as well because there's only so much supply and there's only so many workers that work on the roofs and the structures, and we're just all going to be fighting over the same stuff, and people are trying to rebuild their homes, and then there's people that are just trying to build like a new home. So it's an uncomfortable time for sure. I'm also scared to fly anytime soon, because there's like a lot to process because people are saying there's a lot of folks that are like, oh, don't worry. It's just that like the news travel really fast right now. And that's why we're seeing all these plane crashes like on X and on social media. It's just being broadcasted more, but it's always happened. But I don't know because I feel like social media has kind of been around for the last 10 years, very popular. And I don't remember seeing this many accidents. Like we literally had two massive, massive, that didn't seem like they were supposed to happen type of accidents in the last, what, like 5 days? Within literally the last 5 days, right? The one in Philadelphia and the American Airlines crash. And it's just crazy to me that it takes that long to find out details. And it's like nobody knows. Nobody knows how it happened, why it happened. I mean, hopefully one day we'll be able to find out, especially for the victims. May they rest in peace. And it's turned into I don't know. And people are saying it's like a DEI situation. I don't think everything needs to be political. I know everything can be turned into politics. I just feel sorry for all the people that thought they were about to land. Like, can you imagine? Because I heard about how I think the wife who had passed away was trying to or did text, I think, her husband on the way down, and she was like about to land, like 9 more minutes or something. I just can't like even fathom the thought. Like you just feel like you're safe because you're like I do that a lot too. Like when you're about to land, texting, I'm like, oh, I'm almost there. Probably take like 30 minutes. Can you just imagine not seeing your loved ones after they send out that text? And even like being on the plane and you don't and you think you're gonna make it, because I would just you wouldn't even like imagine that. I don't know too much about flying, but I've heard from like other folks on the internet that like this just really shouldn't have happened. So I don't even know if it's like an accident anymore because we're in like 2025. Even like 10 years ago, it's like, okay, you know which planes are ahead of you, or you should. I don't know if this is like a fail on the part of like the overall system and they just need a better system in place. I'm kind of there is just like problems with everything. Like I would like to think that once Tesla figures out like full 100% FSD, I don't even know if that is going to exist. Well, like everything's perfect, and if all the cars are Teslas, they'll never like bump in each other. They'll be able to stop at the right time so we can eliminate um accidents. But then I don't know if that's actually possible, because as long as you have regular ICEs on the road, I just don't see how that would work out, because if not all the cars are full self-driving and then you have like an outlier, then it's still not under control. But then if you have everything under control, the other argument is, okay, well, it could be easily hackable one day, right? Or with supercomputers, there's just problems everywhere. But I think at least with planes, most of us don't have. It's not like civilians, regular civilians just gonna go up in the air and start flying a plane. So I feel like it's already so controlled that it doesn't make sense. They don't just control at that extra tier and don't even allow planes to fly. Like I think we should put a stop on like anything in the air, like whether you're like a small plane, a large plane, commercial plane, helicopter. I feel like they shouldn't allow, and even drones, like they just shouldn't allow certain things in the sky that can mess with like a large plane where people should be able to get down safely. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents, but here's hoping. And that's the thing with technology. I feel like, unfortunately, at the start of anything, you're always going to have. But it's sad because it's not the start of something, right? It's not like, okay, we have EV planes in the air and now it's like accidents are happening. It's like these planes have been around for a very long time. Like why is this even happening? It's just crazy to me. Anyways, let me get a sip of drink. This whole like January just really tired me out. Like I'm amazed that it's only been 1 month, because it does not feel like a month. Hi there, Mansky. February is generally a green month. Mansky says, should be a roller coaster. Strap it. Well, let's hope it's green, because it's pretty red right now. Like everything is red. I saw this really funny meme the other day, like on my personal social media, and somebody posted that if you celebrate like Lunar New Year, a lot of Chinese people, red is considered very lucky, right? Like hence, like my red. But red is considered very lucky, hence why you have those red pockets. If you guys didn't know, now you know. Lunar New Year, people give away like red pockets. Birthdays, people give red pockets. Just red pockets, like Chinese people just love to give like red envelopes filled with money to people that they care about, or friends or business partners or whatever. And red is good, right? And in that sense. And New Year's, people wear red. The color is red, is just like good overall, except it's funny because when you look at the stock market or the crypto market, when you see red, that's when it's bad. You want to see green. I don't know what cultures though. I'd love to know. So let me know if you know like what cultures actually wear green all the time. I don't know, because I only think about St. Patty's Day if it's for green. Be prepared to feel this badly for the next 4 years, as Barca says. Well, I don't know. Are we supposed to feel this bad for the next 4 years? I'm hoping that things aren't super terrible for the entire 4 years. It's like this is just how I deal with things. Like I try my best to just still live every day. Like even when the fires were happening, oh, by the way, they finally stopped. Like January 7th was when the Palisades fires first started, and then there was a whole bunch of other fires. And the Eden fire thing started on January 7th as well. I've been checking like to see the percentage of containment, and up until yesterday, it was still at like 99%. So today, I think it's finally over. Like I think they finally contained it for now, at least. But yeah, even during those times where I was like, oh my God, like, this is so scary. Literally, it looked like hell outside. I still try to just live my day as normal as possible because, like, what else? What else am I gonna do? Um, you still have to. You still have to work. You still have to try to make money, make enough money for retirement, live your life. Um, yeah, that's the strangest thing. I think it's like no matter what happens, but I also find like beauty in that. It's like okay, no matter what happens, you the sun's still gonna rise tomorrow, and you're if we're choosing to do this, then you got to do it as good as you can. So to me, it's like, or maybe I'm just desensitized to like all of the terrible, terrible news. Because what else? What else am I to do? Baghdad battery. So, anyways, now I'm gonna try to focus on this, and I'm gonna try to focus and believe that things will turn out better. February, maybe, if Mansky's right. Or even if it's not good for February, I'll hope that March is good. And if March sucks, we'll hope April's actually April in terms of stock crypto, though. Probably not because that's tax season. I feel like people are going to sell off to like pay their taxes. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like, especially with crypto, I think that's less serious, you know, like that my fears of flying, the fears of not affording eggs. I feel like with stocks and crypto, it's actually more of where I hide my feelings. Like I'd be able to just kind of block out the scaries and just think like, okay, well, if I'm losing money, it's just money. Like I don't really there's bigger problems in life, in my opinion, than just money. Like, if money is your greatest problem, you're probably really lucky because that means your health is fine, your relationships are fine, your family's fine. Like, there are so many bigger problems. So I almost see money as like an escape for me. Is that weird? I think if you view money as an escape, like even if you aren't financially doing the greatest, you should always try to do better. But it's not the biggest problem. I think it's very minor. Um, Baghdad battery. Okay, I already have this card. The ones with the flowers inside, and this is the regular one. So this is not the SP one. Cool. I memorized it as terracotta coil, um, copper coil something, and assumed to have helped with electricity something something. There we go. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I thought I was like a special card. It was just like two cards stuck together. Oh, okay. I think I have everything upside down. Crackberry. This is wait, what? Oh, sorry. That was like three cards stuck together. Ethereum. I was like, that's not a crackberry. Okay, Ethereum. We already have this card. Cool. Again, not super high hopes that in this box of 40, Cardsmiths Series 3, which overall from Series 3, I already pulled 2 redemption cards. Not the highest hope, but because these boxes say 1 in 24, I still kind of want a redemption card. I mean, one redemption card. It could just be like $100. It could just be like one Litecoin, like what I pulled last time. Or it could be one Bitcoin, you know, one could be hopeful because right now Bitcoin's like dropped under 100,000. You never know. I feel like whoever's selling off right now, and I don't know, Trump is just like, it's so hard to predict what the heck is happening because some people thought that the tariffs on America, sorry, not the tariffs on America, the tariffs on Canada and Mexico and China. I think some people were just thinking like he was joking, like it wasn't going to happen. Again, it's happening supposedly on Tuesday is when it's going to be official. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow and Monday there could be some magical negotiation, and then they're going to be like, no, we're not going to do it anymore. But so far, my understanding is Trudeau also fought back and was like, okay, well, you're going to put 25% tariffs on us. Well, we're going to do 25% right back. I want more details on this because people are saying it's some goods. To me, I'm confused. Like, if I buy something on eBay from like Canada, does that mean I'm paying 25% extra? Does it show, or it's just automatic? Like, I don't really know how all of that works, but I guess we'll find out on Tuesday. I still hope something happens in between because I think it really affects not people like, the Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk of the world. I think it affects just like regular folks, that's trying to buy stuff like avocados or small mom and pop shops that are trying to use avocados on their like avocado toasts at the restaurant. So, anyways, this is the Crackberry card, special card. I already have that. I already have this one. I don't like that. Is that like, it's kind of like, it's like a sidekick phone? Hold on. I'm going to put my cards down. Do you guys think, I'm going to do a little poll here. Actually, let's see how things are with the vibe in here. I mean, we'll first start off with more like, I want to ask the question of, are you hopeful for this year's to still be good? Like for you personally? Including all the things that could be happening around the world. Like including the exterior factors of politics, the unknowns, possibly aliens, inflation, all of this stuff that's happening right now. Do you think your year is going to be good? Yes or no? So this is more like a personal plus exterior factor question. I love doing all these polls. I don't know if you noticed, but like I do a lot of the polls on like the community tab on here on YouTube. I absolutely love it. Today I asked the question. I'm just like always curious what people are thinking. I should have been a psychology major. I was not. But I asked if you guys would prefer to live in like a New York City penthouse, be in a busy city. Of course, you'd be living in a really nice penthouse. Or would you like a very, very large, like acres of space, very secluded on a farm? And I think the other option I gave was like a beach house. And surprisingly, a lot of people wanted to just like be on a farm. I don't know if that's the same answer people would have given like 20 years ago. I think maybe now things have changed. Maybe social media, maybe people are finally seeing like the chaotic parts of our reality and they're just like, I want to be alone. But that was shocking. I thought more people was gonna like pick the penthouse. But anyways, if you haven't seen that, go on my community tab. I ask random questions all the time. It's just my curiosity. Is 2025 going to be good for you? That's my question. So let me know. Athenian Owl Tetradrachum. Oh, wait. Why are all these cards stuck together? Do I have like high humidity in here or something? Like what's happening? This is Dogecoin. We already have this card and I got a nice card. I got a shiny version of this in one of the series. So I'm pretty happy about that. When do you think crypto will bottom? User number 1 says. By the way, guys, all of you that are in here, greatly appreciate it if you could smash that like button. Thank you. It's free to do that. When do I think it's gonna bottom? I hope now. That would be nice. February 1st. I hope that's the bottom. Let's see where Bitcoin is right now. Let's refresh the coin market cap. 99,000. How low did it even go today? Honestly, like did not look. It was scary. I was like, but it's at 99,000 right now. Surprisingly, how is ETH at 31? Okay, like I thought with everything falling apart, ETH should be like, I don't know, 2,500 or something. So, okay, it's surprisingly, I don't know. I'm not diamond handing Ethereum anymore. Like thank God I sold it like in the green, traded it, swing traded it, made money off of it, like did not lose any money on Ethereum, but I can't imagine somebody who's like bought Ethereum at like, I don't know, 2,000 and they're just like watching it because it's like so depressing. It's not doing well, but it's also not doing that terrible. So I guess maybe that's a highlight. It's not doing that bad. It's not like Trump coin. And yes, I am down on Trump coin for those of you guys that keep asking me. But yeah, I do post my trades on my Patreon and other paid subscription services you can see down in the description below. So if you do want to see my trades for just entertainment purposes only, you can find it on paid subscriptions only. But yeah, I am officially down. I'm not going to tell you how much, but I am down. But I'm down like an amount that I don't care for because I only play with what I can afford to lose. which I highly recommend for everybody. So no tears will be shed from this space anytime soon. Actually, I think even if I lost everything in my account, I'm not going to cry because I started off with so little. So if you follow me, you know that I think when I first started trading, I had like 7 grand. And then I moved up from it, and still to this day, I have not invested like even $200,000 of like my own money. I've just been investing in with money that I've made off of the market, whether it's through stocks, options, or crypto. So I can't really cry about it. I've been pretty blessed. I've been pretty lucky with my trades. I think it's little skill, mostly luck, but not all luck. I don't think luck lasts that long. Let's see here. Solana's only 209. But yeah, I think I could imagine like this being the bottom. But if it's not the bottom, I don't think Bitcoin's gonna go to like $60,000 again. If it does, I think Michael Saylor is gonna buy like everything. Heck, even I'll buy Bitcoin, I think, at like 60,000, like more than one. So that's Athenian owl tetradrachm. But yeah, what do you guys think? When do you think the bottom is? The thing with like, okay, so the thing with Trump and being under the Trump era right now is like it's so unpredictable. You just don't know. He could literally do like this could be a negotiation tactic. And who knows? Maybe we're gonna like have Greenland or have Canada as the 51st state. Like, I think that's wild. Actually, I think Canadians don't think it's that wild anymore because Canadians are like freaking out. Their dollar is already like the Canadian dollar is already so weak. When I went to Canada, I was like laughing because I'm like, oh my god, everything's like 40% off. But like now I can only imagine it being worse. So, but I don't think it's gonna be the 51st state. I think that's gonna be crazy. And if it does become the 51st state, like how would that all work? Do they get to keep their own currency? Are they going to start using USD? Or you could have like a little bit of both? Like, that would be crazy. I don't think that's going to be happening in my lifetime, but I'd be fine with it. If it does happen, it's like, hey, they called it North America anyways. So that's just now makes more sense. That's how I feel. But yeah, I think like Trump is just very unpredictable right now. Nobody knows why he's doing what he's doing because China got 10% increase. And I thought we would give China like a lot more than that, but China only got 10% tariff increase. Canada and Mexico got 25%. And it didn't seem like reporters would ask Trump like, okay, is there anything that they could do to like stop this? There was no answer. Like we just don't know what he wants. I guess this is just happening. It's just gonna happen. Or not. I don't know. And then the thing with crypto right now is, okay, yeah, it's really bad. But then how do we even know? Like he hasn't even been in office. Like he literally got into the Oval Office on the 20th of last month. It has been what, like 12 days? This man hasn't even been in there for like 2 weeks. Okay. Who knows? Maybe on the 3rd week or the 4th week, he's gonna come out and be like, oh yeah, I remember like Senator Senator Lumen or Loomis? Oh my god, I'm watching too much of that like Severance show. Lumen. Is it Loomis or Lumen? No, I think it's Loomis. Anyways, the whole strategic Bitcoin reserve. Imagine he just does that like week 3 of him being in office. Then like I can't imagine Bitcoin not going to like $200,000 just off of that news, right? And then other countries, if they start buying it too, you just don't know what's happening anymore in 2025. Anything is fair game. So I feel like right now there's going to be a lot of people that are going to paper hand their crypto just out of all this FUD, and they might regret it or they might save a lot of money because this whole thing goes down and I'm totally wrong. And if Bitcoin actually goes down to like $50,000, then they saved a bunch of money, you know? Named for its famed inventor Nikola Tesla, the Tesla coil is a high-frequency electrical transformer that can generate strong electrical fields, able to wirelessly power lights and other small devices from several feet away. Crazy that he invented that so long ago. Wild. These cards are like really I don't know if you heard that, but they're like stuck together real hard. Chinese cash coin. Otherwise, as the Chinese might just call it, money from like back in the day. I think they're cute. I like that there's a hole in the middle. I don't know what that's supposed to symbolize, that the square and the circle. I think circle in most cultures is like, why we have wedding rings. What is it? Like never ending, because a circle is never ending, right? So it's kind of like a beautiful symbolic meaning. I don't understand what the square within the circle was, but that's pretty like, I don't know, that's pretty edgy for like back in the day, China. Um, More maple syrup for me, Steven says. Yeah, I posted it on X, like, oh, like what's gonna happen if I buy something from somebody on eBay on like from Canada? Is that gonna be like 25%? And there's some people that are like, I don't buy from Canada, so this isn't gonna affect me. Well, I think it's gonna affect everybody overall in the large picture. Mm. And I think Trump's argument is, what did he say? That overall the point is to make America great again, right? So overall, I think his goal from all of this, at least in my understanding, is he's doing this so because when you increase tariffs on another country, you're supposed to hope that your citizens, so American citizens, aren't going to be buying stuff from China as much or from Canada as much because it's too expensive. So it's supposed to, I guess, motivate, incentivize American businesses to do better, and then for the American citizens to buy from the American businesses. So that's the point. Um, but if the American businesses just raise prices really high and you end up just paying a lot more money as an American citizen, I don't see how that's going to work out. But again, I'm not an economist, so we'll see, I guess, 4 years later if all of this stuff works out. Because he's imposing it now. But what if the next person 4 years later comes in and they get rid of it? Like, anything goes. I don't get it. George Washington Carver. We have this man. We have this card. It's not a new card. I think I've seen every single one of these cards, to be honest. For those of you guys that are coming in new here, I am opening up my Mega Pack Series 3 Cardsmith currency trading cards. They're like collectible cards, so think Pokemon, but with like crypto. And I have the chance to pull out a redemption card where there could be 1 Bitcoin, 1 Ethereum, or a fraction of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Dogecoin. So of course that's what I want, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, what are your guys' answers? Yes. So I'm glad. At least overall, you guys are positive about life because, what else are you going to do? What are you being negative? Being negative doesn't help with anything. And that's why we try to be positive. Welcome to my TED Talk. So yeah, 75% of you guys at least are hopeful for your life in 2025, which I'm glad. Benjamin Franklin. I am part of that 75%. I also believe that it's going to be good for me. And I think even despite like everything in life, it's exterior factors. Like everything has exterior factors. You choosing to go on a date with somebody and then you guys get in an Uber. Uber is the exterior factor. You don't know if there could be an accident that day. Like there's so many exterior factors that could just mess with your life that you have to just be calm and just be chill and take everything like one at a time, because everything has risk. And then the only thing you can control is you. The only thing you can control is your emotion. Mary Pally Marshall. I think she's British something. I don't know. I forgot. Born in 1850, explains the outfit. Mary Polly Marshall was a British economist and author. As one of the very first females permitted to study at the prestigious Cambridge University, Marshall was later invited back to Cambridge to lecture decades before women were allowed to vote in the UK. Nice. Yeah, I wonder how things are in the UK. Are eggs also very expensive? Ethereum. Okay. Also have this card. Oh, that's an SP card. I don't see how that's an SP card, but sure. I need more like shiny cards. None of these cards are shiny enough. Oh, I guess my second question, now that we have an answer on you guys being pretty positive. By the way, if you're late to my stream and you're just like, you can't vote because you know, you can't do it live, just let me know your commentary. I'd love to know in the comments. So you can let me know if you're hopeful for the future for yourself for 2025 or not. I'm a believer for snake year. At least my mom told me it's going to be okay. So I'm going to trust my mom. Second question is, this is more economy. Do you think 2025 is going to be another epic bull run for stocks and crypto, of course? Even if you think it's just stocks but not crypto, you could still say yes, you think it's more bull run. So basically, if you think the market's going to be green or red. Gutenberg Printing Press. I have this card already. But no, I have not memorized it. By Johannes Gutenberg around the mid 1400s, the movable type printing press allowed for the mass production and distribution of written literature through the use of prefabricated letters and punctuation. You know what? This reminds me of like what are those things called? Those really old school typewriters. I only see typewriters in films, but I'm curious, does anyone here actually own a typewriter? And like, do you know anybody that owns one? Because I've never actually seen one in action. I've only seen it in films. I would love to go to like a Starbucks one day and see somebody just using a typewriter. Maybe I should buy one day just to be that person at Starbucks using a typewriter. I just think that that's really like, it's kind of like ASMR for me when I hear the little like the punching sounds, the keys. I don't know. I like it. I might want to buy one. I could probably get one on Temu. There's something on Temu. There's always something. Might be like a new art for me. It's an SP card. I want SP. I don't think I have this one. Yeah. Okay. Well, lower now, but 67% of you believe that it's going to be an epic bull run. User one, can you talk about how you met your SO and your opinion on marriage and prenups? Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes. I love talking about this stuff. 100% on prenups. Like if you are curious about, do you think like you should, if you're in like a serious relationship, you guys are about to get married and either he wants prenup or she wants prenup or whatever, 100%. I think that is a conversation that should have been had from the very get-go. Like I'm one of those people that's like that I didn't even study finance, but I like to consider myself like a finance person because I like to talk about money and I'm open about it in real life and obviously with you guys too. Um, I just think like, gosh, so many people I know run into money problems. It's not even funny. Like in relationships, like people, like my own friends, family members, money is a huge part of our everyday lives. Okay. And it is insane to me that people try to go around the bushes when they are in a relationship. No, that should be like the first thing that you should talk about. I think within like the first 3 days, literally, because if you had a first date with someone, I wouldn't even talk about like money, prenups, and how we should pay the bill with each other if I'm just not interested, right? Like if I see you, we don't vibe, um, not feeling it, just you don't even need to talk about it. Just be like, oh, I think we should be friends and never see them again, you know? Um, yeah. I think money is like so important to talk about in terms of everything. Like, oh, do you believe in a prenup? No. Okay, why don't you believe in having a prenup? Okay, because I think if there's a significant difference in money, yeah, you should definitely get one. Like if I have $10 million and like I met a dude that has nothing, maybe debt, like owes $100,000, I'd be like, what? One has to question, are you using me? Like, are you trying to make me like your sugar mama? Like, no, thank you. And then same thing with like guys, I mean, I think some guys are okay with it. Like if you make enough money, like some guys who make enough money, they might be prepared to date a woman who owes a lot of money. I'm not really cool with that because I just think it needs to be equal enough. Okay, I'm not saying you can't be with someone who makes a lot less than you or has any debt. But I'm just saying, like, people should be ready to front their own bills. Like, if you can't handle your own payments in life, don't expect someone else to be paying it. You know, like, if you can't afford wearing Gucci, Dior, and Chanel, but you're buying it and you're putting yourself in debt, you probably shouldn't go look for a partner who's going to be paying for those bills, because then I feel like you're just possibly using them. But if you can afford it with your own job, then you should do that. And then your partner, if they're interested in you and they're okay with you guys pooling your money together and potentially you spending their money to buy those fancy things, whether they believe in it or not, that should all be talked about. So yeah, that's my viewpoints on all those things. Diamond hands, because I already have this card. Um, how do we meet though? Oh, I met him on Tinder. I know. There's so much judgment on that. Everybody thinks it's a hookup app, but it's not. Because I promise you, I've done the legwork. Okay, like all these apps. If somebody's on Hinge, they're most likely also on Tinder and also on, like, I don't know, Coffee Meets Bagel, and like what are those, the Cupid something. There's so many dating apps, and I remember when I was on them, like pretty much every guy that I was talking to, I found them like on another app. So it's all the same to me. And a prenup is for the poor, not the rich, Mike Down says. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with is Jeff Bezos still getting married with the Lauren Sanchez lady? And if they are, is there a prenup? Because I'm pretty sure he would probably put a prenup. I don't think he's not gonna have a prenup, especially with his previous a very, very expensive divorce. I mean, I hope they do. It'd be wild if they don't. So I think rich people, but if you're like Elon Musk, he's gotten married, I think, in the past and then divorced, right? So now he just has a bunch of like baby mamas. So yeah, I think like if you're at the level of like Elon Musk, there's no point in even getting married and getting a prenup. You just have girlfriends, baby mamas. Satoshi Nakamoto. But yeah, nothing wrong with it. I feel like it doesn't matter. Like you get married, you don't get married, as long as the love is real and you are responsible with like having babies and stuff. I think that's what we're missing in society. I feel like there's too many people who are just like irresponsible. They don't know what love is. They get into these relationships and then they have kids, and the kids turn out with a lot of problems because they feel like there's love missing. I don't know. I think in like a subconscious level, even if they don't notice it, it's very obvious. And I just wish for society that people would be more responsible in that sense to yourself, and definitely if you plan on having kids. FTX. Ooh, okay. I have this card. I have this card already. Okay, is it just me or I'm not getting any shiny cards? 31 SP. Boo hoo. Hi there, Jeff. It's B. It's B 2025. I was at my grandmother's. Oh, I'm sorry. She taught me life is short. Enjoy every moment. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. And she sounds like a very, very wise woman. Yes, it is very short. I was thinking, what was I thinking about the other day? Um, I think about procrastination a lot. And then I was thinking the other day, like, is it do we do more things towards the end, like when we're older, towards the end of our lives than the beginning of it? Because if most people, which I do believe most people, including myself, we are procrastinators, um, and sometimes it makes me wonder, like, because we're all like procrastinating, even when you don't notice it, like you save things for later. You're like, okay, I'll go on this trip later. I'll do this one thing later. I'll maybe learn how to play the guitar later. We're putting everything towards later, 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 later. That is it possible that when you actually get towards the later, that's when you do more because you're like, oh my God, time's up. Like, kind of like um, where you like study late for an exam or something, you know? So, in a sense, maybe when you're like older and you're getting towards the end, that's when you're like living your life to the fullest. I mean, I hope for people, like, especially if you're listening to this, that we all break out of that and you just take every moment as a beautiful moment and a chance. Decentralized. Okay, I have this card. I'm getting disappointed because I'm not getting any shiny cards or any serial number cards. I just want a serial number card. Bitcoin. Also not shiny, but okay. A Mike Down says, my dad wrote a book on a typewriter. I used them as a kid, and the ink ribbon would be different for you. The ink ribbon would be different for, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, that's cool that you got to like use one though. I feel like there's always like these different cafes now. There's like cat cafes, robot cafes in like Japan or whatever. I need to go to Japan one day. But it would be interesting if someone, probably somewhere in the world they had this, and if they don't, you could take my idea for free. I think it would be cool if there was like a cafe you could go to, but it'd be like a museum type. Because like if you go to a museum and you see a very old like antique thingy, whatever, you can't actually touch it because literally there's signs that says don't touch it. It would be really nice if somebody had all these collectibles and you would go into like a cafe and there would be like an area watched, of course, so people don't take it, that you can like play around with like really old things, like maybe like that would maybe like not a sewing machine because that could be problematic, but like a typewriter, maybe on a sewing machine controlled. Yeah, I would want to go to that. Jamie Dimon. I don't know if we have a Jamie Dimon card. This might be my first Jamie Dimon. I know he's CEO of JP Morgan Chase, one of the largest banks in the world, having begun his financial career working for American Express. Okay, did not know that. In the early 1980s, Dimon went on to help form Citigroup in the 1990s. Oh my God, this man just jumped around everywhere, eh? Before joining JP Morgan Chase in 2006. Wow. So he was American Express 1980s, 1990s Citigroup, 2000s. Technically, he wasn't at JP Morgan Chase until 2006. That's what it says right here, my friends. Did not know that, but that is cool. He's got a very impressive resume. I mean, he's really smart. Ripple. How much is Ripple right now? Let me check. Wasn't Ripple supposed to come out with like a stable coin? Did that even happen, or that's in the talks? XRP. XRP is $2.90, also down 5%. Actually, you know what? Bitcoin's kind of holding strong because if you look at the overall drop in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin's down 2.59%. Ethereum's down 5.91%. XRP's down 5.11. So, Solana dropped pretty darn hard. Solana is down 9.57%. Dogecoin also, I mean, a little less than Solana, but it's down 8.19%. Oof, just a tough day. Shiba Inu's down 8%. Uniswap down 8%. What is Hyperliquid? Something called Hyperliquid. Ticker symbol HYPE is down 12.56%, but somehow it's at number 23 in the coin market cap. I've like never heard of Hyperliquid. It's above Uniswap. PayPay's down 12%. I bought a little PayPay just for jokes. Now it's not funny anymore. Yeah, I mean, if you bought XRP last year, you are celebrating TP. Like, man. Diamond Hand 69. Hi there. Yesterday, I would think, or maybe not yesterday, because I don't know if I did a stream yesterday, but the day before or something. Whenever I last did a stream, I talked about you because I got a Diamond Hands card. But I just got another Diamond Hands card, so maybe it was meant to be. Thank you for being a Rubber Chicken YOLO Gang community member for 38 months. Oh my God. Can't believe this channel. I've had it for this long. Luke's Car and Stocks. Hi there. What's crashing to zero? What's crashing to zero? Hyperliquid is, user one says Hyperliquid is an online exchange. Oh, I don't think I've ever used it. But then again, there's so many. Good luck on your polls. Pump the like and likes. Thank you so much, Diamond Hand 69. Yes. So far though, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm like more than halfway on my 40 card. There's a 40 card deck, okay? For the series 3, I'm doing trading cards, Cardsmiths series 3. All of these are not serial cards, not like gems. I've never even seen a black onyx card, whatever the heck those look like, but I just know they're like expensive. I didn't get any nice, really, really nice ones. Mike Down says the reason why I said it was for the poor is because the rich can afford divorce. Ah, true, 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 true. Okay, I get you. That makes sense. Yeah, poor people cannot, and you will go back to living in anyone's basement just trying to survive. Yeah, it's kind of sad. But I do think having a prenup makes things cleaner because okay, there's a saying that nobody gets married to get divorced. So as much as like when two people love each other, and I've seen like marriages and relationships, people that have dated for like 5, 6, longer than that years, and you think like it's gonna last forever, and even those ones don't last forever. So I think as much as you love your partner and you're like, I don't think I'm ever gonna like leave you or break up with you or divorce you, it could still happen. It could still happen. And you do want to be able to protect your assets, especially if like they cheated on you and you're super angry, you want to bounce, but you can't. Like it is probably better to have that piece of papers, um, than not. That's my honest opinion on it. But I also think it depends on what you have, right? Again, if there's a huge discrepancy, but then also if you think like, okay, if you and your partner, you're just like, I don't know, you're both accountants and you both know you're just going to be making around that same amount of money, right? It's just, you're none of you, like both of you are not going to become like an entrepreneur, an influencer of any sort. Like you're not going to be changing your lives. You're not very, um, adventurous with your finances, right? Then I don't think there's anything to worry about. If I was like just going to be making like, let's just say $150,000 a year, and you know your partner is going to be making $150,000 a year, and that's just your future for the rest of your lives. No one's going to be doing anything crazy, running their own businesses. Then I don't really think you need a prenup if both of you guys also don't really have any assets, right? Like if both of you guys don't have any inheritance. But when you guys have huge discrepancies, then that's when I feel like you need it. Again, like if somebody has 10 mil and the other person has like nothing or negative, yeah, I do think you need it because I would feel very uncomfortable if I was the person with more and I have way more to lose, um, like uh, at 10 years down the line, or maybe like literally within the first year. I've just seen some really nasty stories. I don't know if you guys know. There's this influencer, this Italian influencer. She's been famous, I think, for like the last 15 years. I actually learned about her through my sister in China because like she is so famous that she's even famous in China. Okay, like huge. She's like in all the Vogue, like our fashion magazines. Her name, I think, is Chiara Ferragani or F something. Okay. And I recently just was scrolling through TikTok and I knew she was married. I know she has kids with like some guy also Italian, but like famous or whatever. And oh my God, it's so sad. So I saw the news of this other person talking about it. And I, again, do your own DD. I didn't type her up in Google to like double check this, but this girl was saying how it's been released that she was cheated on by her husband that she has kids with. And apparently, since the beginning of their marriage, he wasn't in it. He wasn't in it as he should have been because apparently there's leaked like phone calls and proof of him always having loved this other woman that he knew before her. Then he like married her. I don't know if it was like for fame. Again, I don't know if it was for because she obviously makes a lot of money. I don't know if it was for the fame and the fortune, but they have kids together, and she only just found out now. So like, oh God, it's terrible. It's just terrible. You never know. Elon Musk. We have Mr. Elon Musk card. But yeah. Again, pro prenups. I think anybody who's like, no, I don't want a prenup, and there is a huge discrepancy, usually it's the person with less money that's gonna be like, why are you getting a prenup? Like, why? But you know why. No misma coin of Basil. Definitely have this card. Hi there, Dawn. Welcome. Which meme tokens do you think will be the strongest in the next crypto cycle? I think we are in the next crypto cycle. Like this is it, right? Or you mean like the next one, like 4 years from now? Because I think 2025, at least I always believed, again, I could be wrong, and this whole ship's gonna crash. But I always thought it's a 4-year cycle, meaning 2021 November is when Bitcoin hit all-time high and Ethereum at the time. And I thought it'd be 4 years again. So by November of 2025, I'm expecting to see new all-time highs for both Bitcoin and Ethereum and possibly some other altcoins. Doesn't have to be November, but it could be in between this year. That's what I've always been expecting. But just because the quote goes, past results don't guarantee future gains. Is that sorry, I'm terrible at these, but you know what I mean. Just because it happened in the past, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But again, I think I'd like to think that it's going to follow the 4-year cycle, meaning it will hit new all-time highs. And who knows? Bitcoin doesn't have to hit it in November, and Ethereum doesn't have to hit it in November of this year. It could be October, it could be September, or it could be December. But all I'm going to say is, if I don't see new all-time highs for Ethereum and Bitcoin, for by December of this year, that I'm going to think that my prediction was wrong because it didn't hit the 4-year cycle. And I do think Dogecoin still has a lot of potential. Not saying that I think it's going to do the best out of all the meme coins. There's way too many meme coins. I mean, the president has a meme coin. But I think Dogecoin is still going to do well. And I don't know if it's going to be Elon that's going to be pushing it up, but I mean, hey, there is a literal dog on the Department of Government Efficiency website right now. So the meme is memeing. So I don't know. That's my opinion on it. I think Doge is still undervalued, even though it's doing not so good today. Oh, oh, I thought it broke. It like got stuck for a second. Thank you so much, Luke's Car and Stocks, for the super chat. You'll marry me for fame and money, but I don't have any. I don't have either. But thanks for putting me on a pedestal. I don't have neither fame or money, but I out of like love to know what would you guys rather have actually? Would you rather have fame or just like a bunch of money? I feel like it goes kind of hand in hand. Anyways, I'll end that poll. Thanks, Luke, for my new poll idea. But yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. I personally believe in the would you rather have 1 million followers or $1 million? I'd rather have 1 million followers or like 1 million friends. I think fame is better than money if especially if you're thinking just like, okay, if it's like between $1 million and 1 million people. I think fame, you can have more power and money at the same time, whereas if you have money, you just have money. You know? Personally, but I love to know what you guys think. Pick one. So you can only have one. But then technically, I think if you have fame, it's kind of, you sometimes get money with it. Sometimes people are just famous for like 5 seconds and you don't really get any money with it. And then some people make it work. Like I follow these different TikTok accounts and I learned that like some TikTokers, they're just like 5 seconds of fame. You don't ever see them again. Or they're like famous for like one video and then you just never hear about them anymore. They just get like washed out by like all the other new videos. And then there's some folks who just like make one video and they just, I don't know, they just blow up and just do really, really well and then start having like sponsorships with like huge brands like Chanel or whatever. Yeah, right, Dawn? 1 million followers is like so because it's crazy because there's so many people with 1 million followers actually that I at least that I follow on like TikTok or like YouTube or Instagram. That's so much. That's like so much power. It's crazy. Right? Like, because I know my own reach and it's tiny, but then sometimes I'm like, wow, like there are people watching this and there's people responding like on a small video with like less than 100,000 views there could be like 400 comments and I'd be like wow that's like crazy, but then just imagine if you're like I don't know Ariana Grande or Selena Gomez. Like one post gets so much engagement. It's crazy. iPhone, I already have this card. Wow, you guys are straight up all about the money. um I would pick the fame part because I think fame will bring in the money depending on how you go about it, of course, because if everybody hates you, then I don't think, ooh, at least I got a shiny card. I don't know how valuable this is, but this is the Athenian Owl Tetrahedron. It's not a serial number card though, so it's not worth as much. By the way, folks, thank you all so much for the ones that are in here. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do me the lovely favor of it. What made me attracted to my current SO? Kindness. Sweet. He's kind, and I don't know how to explain it. It's a vibe. I went on many dates. I probably went on close to maybe almost like 50 people. Maybe not exactly 50, might be exaggerating, but definitely more than 30. Between 30 to 50 within 1 year. Like people I have physically met in person from a dating app before I met my SO. And they all just weren't the vibe for me. Like I've had crushes, I've had terrible crushes. Um but none of them gave me, I don't know, maybe it's like from the female perspective, but I think it should be for everyone that way, where you meet someone and you don't, I'm not saying you have to like fall madly in love and you're like, "Oh my god, you're the one," like right when you, maybe I hope it is like that for you, but it wasn't like, "Oh my god, I saw him and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is the one," you know? Um but it's just I can't explain it. It's like a feeling of I want to see this person again. I feel comfortable with this person. Like I feel safe, and they just make me believe that they are a good person and that they make me want to do like better. Does that make sense? So I felt all of those things um with my current, and I did not feel even 50% of that with all the other people that I met. Even though some of them I had crushes on because they're like look wise very attractive. That pulled me in, or like very successful and attractive. Like those things could pull you in, but it doesn't actually um open up your heart, open up my heart, or you know? BlackRock. I don't think I have this card, but not the shiny version. Yay. All right, we're getting the shiny cards. Um be sure to subscribe and smash the like button. Thank you, Don. Steven's like, is he 6 feet tall? I'm gonna keep that a secret. He's either somewhere above it or somewhere below it. Okay. I'm thinking about an inside joke, but that's not on my list though. Like they don't have to be 6 feet. Was not a part of my list. I'm not one of those. What is that song? I'm looking for a guy in finance. 6'5", blue eyes. Is it 6'5" or 6'2"? 6'5", blue eyes. Finance. Trust fund. That song's coming back to me from TikTok. But the viral song with the girl saying that she wants a guy with trust fund, blue eyes, 6'5". I don't even think that is 0.001% of the world, right? Like that's gotta be like 0.0001 of like the dudes out there. But yeah, no. And like 6'5" is like really tall. Like I don't know where that girl came up with that like concept. I feel like 6 feet, above 6 feet, at least still I'm hearing this from my friends from dating apps. That's already like rare. But to be like 6'5" is like, wow. You'd be like probably hitting near the top like when you're sitting down on a plane. But to each his own. I feel like you want what you want. Hopefully you get it. But I don't know. I feel like if you really, really like someone and they're like you want 6'5", but they're like 6'3", and then you like skip out on all the possibilities and happiness. That's just wild to me. But I'm sure there are people who do this. To each his own. Benjamin Franklin. No, is that it for all my shiny cards? The Silk Road. Ta-da! Thanks, Diamond Hands. Ludwig von Misses. Also have this card. Cool, cool. So yeah, guys. Y'all choose money. Well, again, for me, but I feel like you're choosing money because like, well, actually, I should have made that more clear. I should have been like, would you rather a million followers, like if you're an influencer or something, or would you like a million friends or $1 million? Because I definitely think a million friends, a million followers is better than like $1 million. But maybe you guys would rather just $1 million. It isn't crazy that like back then $1 million is like a lot of money, but now I'm like, $1 million wouldn't solve all my problems. Tron. Ooh, okay. I don't have this card. I don't have this. I mean, I have this card, but not in the shiny version. But yeah, my current number of what I'm hoping to make for myself is 3 to 10. One of my best friends, like we asked this to each other all the time. We're like, "What's your number?" And it's changed as we aged. But I think when we're younger, it was like a million was like a lot. Now I'm realistically trying to be like 3 is what I'll try to realistically get, but my heart wants 10 million. And I think her number is like maybe slightly higher than mine. But yeah, I think that's the going rate to like live in California now. Debt ceiling. I wonder if it's gonna go down. According to Elon Musk, with Doge, they should be saving more and more money. So we'll find out later on. Ooh, okay, I like this one. This is the pretty one. I really like the art here. I think this should be a painting, but actually, I might already have this card, even in the shiny version. No, I don't think I'm gonna get a cereal. I didn't get any cereal cards from this 40 pack. Oh, oh my god! I literally just got one right now. Okay, I already have this card. I think it's Barrel. It's called I don't know. Is it Gem or is it Barrel? I think it's called Barrel something. I'm not gonna show you the back, but this is out of 75. I just got a cereal one. I think I manifested it. I literally just said I'm not gonna get another cereal one. But I'm happy with the Doge. Um, well, I don't really talk about money with my dude. We don't really talk about it, but I think that like I don't go asking like, "Can I see what's in your bank account?" I kind of have an idea, so I like to say that I have more. Like I think I have more, but I don't check like what's in his bank account. But I'm open to like show what's in mine. I think I'm pretty like open. Um yeah, with someone like with somebody I'm in a relationship with, like I'm okay with showing it. I'm not gonna give them my money, but like, you know. Ooh, wait, I think these are cards stuck together. No. I'm not looking at the other cards, I swear. Oh, it's really like stuck together. Satoshi Nakamoto. Already have this card. Not special. Steven B says, I'll give you guys 1 year. Oh, I've been together with him more than a year. I think we're gonna make it. I think we'll be fine. But again, just telling you guys, anything can happen in love. And that's why the previously asked question, Frederick, this is Frederick Hayek, by the way. Um, when you like when someone asked earlier about love and prenups and thoughts on that, I definitely think finances is so important to talk about. I think it's important in every aspect of your life. Like finances is important to like draw the line with family members. It's important to know the line between friends. It's actually like people say like, oh, don't talk about money, like, oh, and they make it like this other ordeal that it's not really. Money is just another tool to kind of understand what's fair between 2 people. The way I see it is, let's say we all go to a restaurant together, right? Someone can argue, "Oh, it's not about the money," but it is also about the money because it's about fairness. So let's say you go to I'm sure you guys have experienced this. We go into like a huge group setting, right? Maybe it's like a dinner party or whatever. You go with a bunch of people and the bill is all added like jumbled up in one. And the server's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do like 20 different people. I can't split up the bill in 20 different ways. You guys have to figure out yourselves." There's always going to be someone that maybe ordered a lot more and they're like, "Oh, let's just like split it down the line." And that to me is not about the money. That just shows you're like an awful person. Or like using money as a tool. I could see that you're not a great person and I can see you're not a fair person when you do stuff like that because I don't know about you, but I would say, "Oh, let's just split it down the line." Like you only have the ability to say, "Let's split a restaurant bill down the line," like between everybody equally if you are willing to pay more and you actually ate less. Do you know what I mean? Like if we spent $100 on a pizza and I ate one slice or half a slice or no slices, and I was like, "Oh, you know what, guys? Like I'll pitch in." Like evenly, even though somebody else ate like 8 pieces. I can say it, but someone who ate a lot more can't. So, that's just the way I see it. Copper. Yeah, and I think like just a lot of people don't talk about money nearly enough, especially in relationships. And again, if you're watching my video, take it as a sign. Um, if you are dating and you're looking for the one, just make sure the finance conversation is talked about in the beginning, like how much you're willing to pay, how much you expect your partner to pay when you guys go out to eat, like who's gonna pay for what, and don't be like so stingy and like calculate everything to a T, but it should 100% be talked about because that is a deal breaker. Like if the woman is expecting you to pay for, let's say, all her meals, and you're like, no, bro, I'm gonna pay 50% and that's all you get, or I only expect to pay like 70% and I want you to pay like 30%, you're gonna have problems. You are just straight up gonna have so many problems in this relationship. It's just not even worth it. Like life's too short. So I definitely highly recommend you guys get it out there. Um, and if anyone has debt, that's also something to think about because I personally wouldn't want to be in a relationship seriously with someone who I think is not financially smart because I don't think I'm financially crazy intelligent like Jamie Dimon, but I think I'm good enough to the point where I don't plan on being in debt and I don't want to be with someone who's like always in debt, you know? Warren Buffett. Cool, cool. I really like this art too. I feel like I want Mr. Buffett on the wall. Maybe I could trade better. Hi there, goals. That is the hardest poll, Lucy. Money or fame? I chose fame, by the way, because the way I see it is I'm like as in if I'm choosing between $1 million versus a million friends slash a million followers. Yeah. Well, friends are way better than followers though, because you could literally ask your friend like, "Give me $1." Just kidding, don't do that. Bitcoin girl. Okay, I've reached towards the end of my pile and looks like I'm just gonna have one Dogecoin. One Dogecoin card with a serial number. Leonardo da Vinci. Why does it look like it's so cute? The art. I have this one already. This is an SP card. All right, last one. Hard fork. Ta-da! And we're done. If you had a lot of people, then fame over money. Yeah, exactly. But then friends over followers. I would say 1 million friends is better than 1 million followers. 1 million followers is better than $1 million, especially in today's economy. But there we go, guys. I finished up. And now I'm gonna go do my e-commerce stuff and try to make money in this terrible market so I can afford eggs for God's sakes. Anyways, I wish you guys good luck in your portfolios, in your life, in your love lives, in everything. This is my batch. Not the greatest, but at least I got a Dogecoin cereal card. Hopefully that's going to manifest Dogecoin to go to $1 sometime soon. Honestly, I'm a little scared right now because like whenever the markets drop, I do get that feeling where I'm like, oh no, is Dogecoin not going to hit $1 again this year? I personally feel like the more time goes by, I am confident, at least again, not financial advice, but I do think $1 to $3 is not crazy to think for Dogecoin in the next 4 years, I think. But $1 may not be reached this year. I don't know. I don't know. I just think things can go crazy real fast. And having experienced the last 4 years for the last cycle, you just don't know what's going to happen. The moment you sell could be the day that Trump announces, I mean, the day you sell your Bitcoin could be the day that Trump's like signing the executive order for the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And then 3 days later, all the other countries could be like, Japan could be like, yeah, we're going to do it too. And so on and so forth. I don't think ever, like, people are saying that it, like, China is going to do it too once, like, America does it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's a well-known fact that, like, all these different countries, they have their own agendas, and I don't think everybody's gonna be following America and what America does, but some countries will. It's like the popular kid in school. Some people will follow you, some people won't. So I think I mean, I personally think the strategic Bitcoin reserve will happen, whether most likely under Trump. If not under Trump, then maybe under someone in the future. Overall, I think I'm just bullish on crypto, but I just don't know how many years it's going to take for Bitcoin to hit that $500,000 mark and for Dogecoin to hit that mark. So it's almost like if you just close your eyes, the speed through time, it's probably all going to be in the green, is my personal opinion. But it's going to be rough waiting and looking. So sometimes I just don't look. So now I'm just going to go and work. It's impossible to have 1 million friends. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's honestly, like, really tiring, to have, like not mad at my best friends. I feel like to have best friends, like really close friends that you really, really care about, and you're constantly like, no matter how busy you are, you're like checking in on them, texting them, or you know certain things about their family, or asking about their family members. It's a lot. Like I have under 10 best friends. Yeah, under 10. I don't think I could even handle 10 exactly or more than that. Acquaintances, friends, yes. Best friends, under 10. I don't even think I can handle, yeah, like more than 10. I like to think I can, but that's like more time spent mentally on that. And I don't even have kids yet. So you also have to like then factor that in once you have like dogs and a family or whatever. So yeah, appreciate the people that spend time on you, even if they're like not your best friend. Cause I think the way I see it is when people put time and effort into you to care about you, um, it's pretty rare, like if they can keep it up, like consistency wise. So yeah, a million friends is hard. Uh, even 100 friends. If someone says they have 100 like best friends, I just don't buy it. You could have 100 like acquaintances though. Um, but you guys are my internet friends. I do wish you well. Take care, guys. Smash the like button on your way out. I hope you enjoy this live stream, and I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully on a massive green day, because I am still waiting for Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high. I personally think it is going to happen in 2025 for me to open up this one. Okay, I really want to scratch it and hopefully not see 0.0001 of a Bitcoin. It might be 0.1, and I'll still be screaming because that will be like more than 10 grand. Take care, guys, and I will see you soon.